Good evening from the Bridges TV news team. As the date March 15th draws near, time is running out for us here at Bridges TV, and we urge our viewers to sign a petition at change.org or call the number on your screen to reach out to our carrier Verizon Fios, who is on the verge of dropping our programming. Bridges TV is the nation's only TV station dedicated to covering the Muslim community. Recently, I visited and reported on the protests in Foley Square, New York City. The protests were organized against a film called The Third Jihad, which was shown to NYPD police officers. The protests were also, more relevantly perhaps, focused on the sensitive issue of widespread surveillance by the NYPD on the Muslim community. As we at Bridges TV are dedicated to telling the story from all points of view, we have reached out consistently over the last month since the protest in Foley Square to the NYPD directly and to Muslims who are in favor of restoring dialogue with the NYPD. Within the Muslim community itself, there are activists calling for dialogue above all. One such activist and community leader is Mohammed Razvi of Midwood, Brooklyn. He created the Council of Pakistan organization years ago in the aftermath of 9/11. The name was changed to the Council of People's Organization years later. His organization, COPO, provides after-school programs to teens of all ethnicities and faiths in Midwood, Brooklyn, as well as a halal seniors center, where the elderly may join together for a meal on a rainy afternoon. It was on such an afternoon that I stopped in this week. Razvi's reaction to the NYPD's surveillance controversy is measured, thoughtful, and asks of the community to create dialogue with the entity dedicated to keeping us in the nation's largest city safe. This is Mohammed Razvi, and his response when I asked him about the current state of relations between New York's Muslim communities and the NYPD.
We have conference calls with the community leaders and with the respective city agencies, whether it's the FBI or whether it's the NYPD. And we're able to build that understanding. At the moment, the community and everyone is upset, and absolutely, we are upset as well. But it's a moment where we have to sit down at the table and take the next steps. How we're going to prevent this from happening again, and how do we assure that we're going to be working collectively? Because the works that the NYPD and the federal law enforcement has done reaching into the community is great. But unfortunately, because of these things that have happened, we are very concerned about it, and we want to move forward, trying to figure out how to build those relationships again. It's imperative for both the agencies and for the community leaders to sit at the table and try to move forward.
My weekly requests to the NYPD directly, to Paul Brown and Commissioner Kelly for comment and dialogue have been met with silence. We here at Bridges TV are affiliated with the Associated Press, however, and can bring these reactions to you on the controversy from community activists, Police Commissioner Ray Kelly and Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
We intend to continue to do the things that we believe we have to do to protect New York City, certainly the #1 terrorist target in this country.
You are not going to survive. You will not be able to be a journalist and write what you want to say if the people who want to take away your freedoms are allowed to succeed.
It's unconstitutional, un-American. If there is a lead, by all means, I totally agree that there should be an investigation. There should be a safety of our country comes first, but not at the jeopardy of our civil liberties.
Mohammed Razvi is perhaps more optimistic than others about the NYPD's pledges for transparency, and he himself has been dedicated for years to dialogue with the NYPD, and even introduces young Muslims to the possibility of starting careers in law enforcement. As a fierce advocate for dialogue, I asked him how he responds to how the Muslim community is characterized by the press, how he personally responds when confronted with Islamophobia. Here at Bridges TV, there is a petition underway to shut us down. It is gaining support, and some who have signed have called Bridges TV an extremist station, even though they may have never seen the programming, to know that the station employs non-Muslims, such as myself, that our news programming brings non-biased, objective coverage of events in the Middle East. But the press writes about Bridges TV as a moderate Muslim station, even with the word moderate in quotation marks. I asked Mohammed Razvi about his thoughts on how Muslim communities are viewed now across the country, his thoughts on what exactly defines a moderate Muslim.
Moderate in each country has a different meaning. In Pakistan, a person who's moderate may be just a woman who's just wearing a scarf instead of wearing the full burqa. Here in the States, a person who has a trim beard instead of such a long beard may be considered moderate. So there are definitions within different countries that it's viewed differently. Most important thing is true to yourself, and this is what we're explaining to, whether it's with the kids, whether it's the individual. To be a true Muslim, the most important thing is you're not supposed to inflict harm on any one person, not even an animal. That's the most important thing. Whether it's moderate or not, I mean, see, we're trying to separate or divide. It's more important for us to be true Muslims. And if you are a true Muslim, this is what the beliefs are. You're not just supposed to harm anyone. You're supposed to think of others as you would think for yourself. And if you're not able to do that, whether you're moderate or not, it won't make a difference. And this is the way we're looking at it.
We will have more on my interview with community leader Mohammed Razvi of Brooklyn in the coming days. And we're asking our viewers to speak up. Let us know what you think about the issues we continue to cover and create a platform here on Bridges TV. You can join the dialogue by posting online at the petition page at change.org. Please help Bridges TV continue to maintain a bridge for dialogue from your community to all others. Thank you for watching and keeping it here on Bridges TV.